With all the holes we've made in the timeline, it was bound to split. 2 to 3 or 2 to 0 west, just know we'll never quit. 23 full years of questing to base for deaths, but that's a given. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2007. Welcome back to July 24th, 2007. Climbing up the cliffside here. 79 agility. That is Calphite Lair Tunnel to Guardians. Not sure if that one exists yet. Down in the Calphite Lair. Maybe the other Calphite Lair. At any rate, moving on specific shortcuts we're trying to unlock here. Slowly but surely here. Anyways, we need to get out of the wilderness, obviously. Can't teleport from this high up. We need to go all the way over to the lever. Or I guess the mage bank would also work. At any rate, we need to get out of here. And then, not really updates, because we're already on the correct day. Ain't that something? We do still need to discuss a few of the updates for the day, though. We did go over the fact that Fall of the Sixth is now available in the lores and histories, but there was also other things that happened here. Like being able to extract your high score, your stats from the high scores, to use as a signature on other sites. Mostly fan sites, obviously, because that's where your RuneScape stats would probably be the most relevant. Ninja Implings have their black dragon hides noted now, instead of just filling your inventory with black dragon hide. And the reason we came here to Falador. The party room is here now. Previously, there was a mansion here. Now it is the party room. With all your party peat, party chest, party dancing knights. Now available to free to play, which is nice. Ain't that something? And with the party room now being here, it is now, in fact, not in Sears Village. Instead, there's a new building there in Sears Village. And also just a whole graphical rework of the area here a little bit. Buildings and such. We've now got a courthouse, which is very relevant for the quest that is here. Quests. Next one. King's Ransom. Requiring Holy Grail, Murder Mystery, One Small Favor, and originally also Black Knight's Fortress, which no longer exists, and also starting requirements of 45 magic and 65 defense, instead of being the requirements to use the lamps at the end. It's definitely a different system, changing where the requirements are in the quest. So now it's much easier to start. Required items: a piece of granite, or a ring of stone. The piece of granite would definitely be easier. Runes to cast, telekinetic grab, already have those on us. It's part of our house teleport set. The animate rock scroll that we used in One Small Favor. So we need to go talk to Wizard Cromperty and get another one of those. An iron chain body and a bronze medium helmet. And also a set of full black. So, full helm, plate body, plate legs. Just going to need to go and buy most of these. Go mine a piece of granite. Go get the rock scroll back. Overall, pretty simple. We're gonna go around, get all that, and return to this area to start the quest. The rock scroll is not available until during the quest. Got all the other stuff though, for the wildly marked up prices, unfortunately. Anyways, gossip. Oh, I remember you. You're the one who discovered Lord Sinclair's murderer. Well, I can tell you, strange things are afoot once again. Really? What's happening? Well, you didn't hear it from me, but I've heard the Sinclair family have vamoosed. Just up and left the mansion. You mean they let the murderer get away? Of course not. Anna's safely locked in the Sears Village jail. She'll be going to trial soon, so I've heard. Anna? Is that who they arrested? I thought... never mind. Yes, the guards received evidence from one of the family members. That conclusively proved Anna did it. All other evidence was thrown out. It was that good. So they arrested her, and soon the case will go to court. So why is it a big deal that the Sinclairs have left then? Maybe they wanted to get away from the memory of their father's death? Well, it wouldn't be suspicious at all. But King Arthur has also disappeared. No one has seen him or the knights in quite a while. Quite a coincidence, don't you think? Except the quest, King's Ransom. How curious. Maybe I should investigate it. You didn't hear it from me, but I believe the guard in the garden is also investigating it. He might be able to tell you more. Alright. The guard in the garden. How's it going? Good day, hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. I'm afraid we meet under strange circumstances again. So I've heard. The town gossip informed me that something was amiss. I've come to offer my assistance. Finally, that man serves a purpose. I'm glad to have your help. I'm baffled again and my hands are tied. How so? The Sinclairs have disappeared, though I'm not sorry to see them go. What worries me is the disappearance of King Arthur and his knights around the same time. They haven't returned to their other realm, have they? No, there's no evidence to suggest that. It never sat well with the Sinclair children that their old man gave the castle to King Arthur, and moved the family to this mansion. I suspect the murder of old Sinclair was just the first step in a deeper plot to retake their birthright. How goes the investigation, then? What evidence have you gathered so far? That's the problem. The Sears Village Council has forbidden the guards from breaking into Camelot or the Sinclair Mansion for further investigation. They claim it's a breach of privacy or something like that. My suspicions mean nothing without proof to back them up. But I can't get proof without losing my job. Which is why you're happy to see me, right? A rogue party could break into the mansion and investigate further, without the fear of losing their job, am I right? Exactly. I'm sure you'll manage to find a way into the house. Because the doors are locked tight. What a conundrum. And so, break smashed window again. Might have repaired it or something. Slightly broken window, could easily be shattered. Break it. And the dog barks at our breaking. Which does go back to murder mystery here. Oh yeah. We are in here. Having a good time. Hey Hobbs. What are you doing here? I thought the house was locked up tight. Oh, it is. Except for that broken window. Very convenient. Where has the Sinclair family gone? I'm under strict orders not to speak to anyone not of the Sinclair family. I was told if I left the house that I'd be killed. I think you need to look for a new job. Your employers are a bit scary. What a mess. What a mess. Investigating. The dagger and the pot were already here during murder mystery. So that's not anything new. Got a scrap of paper here though. Meet at Camel will storm. She'll ensure W, the servants. Silence. That's definitely a scrap of paper there. Wild stuff. Got an address form here. Change of address from form for the citizens of Sears Village. Address change in. Search in bookcases. Find a piece of black knight armor, which seems very out of place in the Sinclair mansion. It's just a slightly smaller one. It's definitely something. And evidence collected. Searching around, doing things. Break smashed window to go back through it again, even though it's already broken and smashed. Definitely a system here. Guard, look what I found. And you'd like getting to the mansion? Did you get some evidence? I have proof the Sinclairs have left. Present the guard with the change of address form. A form? What does this prove? Don't you see? The Sinclairs have left for good. They premeditated their departure from the mansion. Ah, of course. Unfortunately, they filled in all of the form except for where their new address is. That would be helpful information, wouldn't it? My goodness. I have proof that links the Sinclairs to Camelot. Sent the guard with a scrap of paper. Aha! They've gone to the desert. They're meeting up with a camel. No, it's not a camel. Not camel like the animal. They know it isn't whole. They were writing the word Camelot. They're meeting at Camelot. This is our evidence to connect the Sinclairs to King Arthur. Oh, right. Well, it connects them to King Arthur, but it doesn't prove that they had any bad intent towards him. For all we know, they were going to a party. Which is where our third piece of evidence comes into play. Foul play. As we present the guard with the black full helm. This armor resembles black knight armor. The only black knights on this side of White Wolf Mountain are those that work for Morgan Le Fay. Exactly. And we know Morgan Le Fay has a history of harassing Merlin and King Arthur. Since there's no sign of struggle in the Sinclair mansion, we can only assume the knights were there by request. Alright. With this evidence, and the note you brought me, we know they had intentions to do harm to King Arthur. Thank you, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. We have all the proof we need to present to the Sears Village Council that something suspicious is going on. They'll review the evidence and hopefully give me permission to take a team to Camelot. It shouldn't be too difficult to get to the bottom of this. When do you expect to get to Camelot? Perhaps I could assist you. Oh, the Sears Village Council convenes in a month or so. I'll present it then. No doubt they'll want a few days to review the evidence. That will go sometime after that, if none of the other guards are on holiday. There are only 4 of us, you know. What? A month or more? King Arthur could be in grave danger. Morgan Le Fay is involved, and she is not one to be trifled with. One of the Sinclairs has already committed murder. What's to say another won't? And you're going to wait a month. I have to follow procedure. My hands are tied. However, were a rogue adventurer to take the matter in their own hands. What then? Well, if I were him, I would learn as much as I can about the Sinclair family history. That's all the advice you can give? Well, often the best historians are the town gossips. I'd start there. Good luck, brave adventurer. Just out here, having to do everybody's job. Gossip. I have need of your assistance. Hello again. Can you tell me about the Sinclair family history? Their history? Oh, what a lurid tale that is. Why, I could go on for hours. Well, I don't really have hours. Can you condense it? Well, I suppose. What do you want to know? Tell me about the family. If I've heard plenty about each of them, I'll try to keep it as short as I can. Old Lord Sinclair was a well-respected man this side of White Wolf. He was great friends with King Ulthus and did many good works for the kingdom. His children, on the other hand, were spoiled and horrid. They cared for no one but themselves and gave themselves such airs. Each had their own vice, but I didn't expect any of them would be driven to murder. What have they been up to since the arrest of their sibling? They've been living quietly, a nice change from the norm, but almost too quietly. I always thought they'd get into more trouble. No good will come from them, let me tell you. Tell me about the mansion. The mansion is quite new. Originally, the Sinclair family lived in Camelot, although it went under a different name then. But when King Arthur and his knights appeared, old Lord Sinclair agreed with King Ulthus that the knights had a greater need for the castle than the Sinclair family. So Lord Sinclair had this mansion built, packed his family up, and vacated. His children were furious with him for doing it. They felt themselves far better than the knights, and felt insulted at having to live in a stuffy mansion. What happened next? Well, you should know best. Anna killed her father. Poor man. What about Anna Sinclair? Anna? The guards are keeping her in the jail in the courthouse in Sears Village. I hear she's been acting like a royal pain. But what is she like? can she be reasoned with? Reasoned with? She killed her own father. I hear she's being so unreasonable that no lawyer in Gillinor will represent her. She's going to get a guilty verdict for sure. Still, I go and visit her at the Sears Village courthouse sometimes to try to keep her spirits up. Visit her at the Sears Village courthouse, you say? Worth a shot? Not that we have very many other leads currently. The servants won't talk to us. And the guard is not going to be able to help at all. Into the courthouse. Got a clerk, some guards, and in the cell, Anna Sinclair. Hello, do you remember me? Yes. You're that nosy person asking all those questions about Daddy's murder. So he's Daddy now, is he? If he was so dear to you, why did you kill him? I didn't. No one will believe me. It was my brother. He set me up. But there's hard evidence against you. It's forged, I swear. I never touched that dagger or poisoned my father. I didn't come here just to chit-chat. I need to know where your family has disappeared to. I have suspicions they've reclaimed Camelot. How should I know? I've been locked up here since you stuck your nose into our family's business. Well, I'll be off then. Have fun spending the rest of your life in jail. Wait. I might know how to find them, but I need a favor from you in return. Name your price. I need a defense lawyer. None of the ones around here will represent me. They all think I'm guilty. Maybe it's because you are guilty. Your sibling offered hard proof you did it. No, he didn't. He just said he saw me in the room. Why does everyone believe him? Can't you see he framed me? I was the scapegoat so they could all inherit their fortunes and live the good life. Why should I believe you? As far as I know, you did kill your father. I don't care if you don't believe me. I know I'm innocent. And I'm also the only one that can show you how to get into Camelot. There's a secret passage that I discovered as a child when we lived there. So if I agree to get you a not guilty verdict at trial, you'll promise to tell me how to get into this secret passage that will lead me straight into Camelot. Yes, exactly so. What do you say? Okay, I guess I don't have much of a choice. I'll go start gathering evidence. Try speaking to the servants at the manor. They'll probably be able to give you useful testimony. Wait, take this. Hands you a thread. So you can use it as evidence. Of what? Your guilt? No, show it to the servants. You'll find one of my siblings wears similar colors. The thread. Again, a piece of evidence back from Murder Mystery. The fact that they threw out all of our evidence and just went with somebody else. Very rude. Very rude. What a mess. Back up to the mansion here. Now we should be able to talk to the servants. Okay, Implings that. We can now look at Implings. That's a magpie. I would like to have that, but it's also like out on the water. We can't easily get over to this area either. I don't think I can go over the walls here. I'm looking at you. We also don't have our nature rune, so we can't just grab it. Can you cross over this wall? Oh, I did. Impling jar. It's gonna go out in this water now. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. We have the technology. Hey. We got the black D-hide, which is now noted. Yay. Gonna drop this Impling jar. That's one benefit of having this around. We can grab any, honestly, just magpies, ninjas, and dragons. If I saw a nature Impling around, I probably wouldn't bother trying to grab it. But it exists as an option now, as long as we have the butterfly nets and jars available. Oh boy, it's gonna be a lot more convenient when bare-handed Implings exists. But not gonna worry about that right now. We are doing King's Ransom. That's much more important. Talking to the servants. Like Stanford here. I'm representing Anna Sinclair as her defense lawyer. I need to ask you some questions about what happened the night of Lord Sinclair's murder. Why in Gillinor would you want to do that? That's a lost cause if I've ever heard one. I know, but circumstances. Well, I just need to ask you some questions, alright? Tell me about the night of the murder. What can you tell me about it? Not all that much. I worked out here till late. I was getting ready to come in for dinner when all the commotion started. When did you last see Anna Sinclair on that fateful night? She must have been in the house, since I didn't see her out here. Didn't you hear the glass breaking when the window was smashed by the murderer? No, I was on this side of the garden. If you can't hear much but the dog from over here. Was the dog barking that night? No. Well, then you could have heard it then. Tell me about the dagger. Did you ever see Anna in possession of the dagger that was found embedded in Lord Sinclair's body? Not that I can remember. It was kept on display as some sort of replica of a great weapon. I'm not much good at history, so I can't remember any details. Do you see anybody else handle the dagger? I think the maid may have dusted it, but I don't really know. I work outside. What about this thread here? Can you tell me which Sinclair family member this thread belongs to? I'm not sure. Could be Anna's or David's. So you can't identify the owner of the thread for certain? No, I can't. What about the poison? What can you tell me about the poison? The salesman came around selling this poison that could fix anything. I think most everybody bought some to use for chores around the mansion. Did you buy any? No, but I requested one of the Sinclairs buy some to use on the compost. Can't remember if they did or not. Did Anna Sinclair buy the poison? Yes, she did. I definitely remember seeing her buying some. Pretty sure she didn't use it for her chore either. Oh dear, that's not good. And that is all the information he has for us. We have more people we can talk to. Part of the whole defense lawyer business thing that we're going to be doing here is not bringing up the incriminating evidence. That's not going to help our case. Pierre. How's it going? Representing Anna Sinclair. Dang, that's too bad for you. Isn't it a bit of conflict of interest, considering you were part of the investigation that proved she was guilty? Anyway, I need to ask you some questions. For the on the night of the murder, fed the dog and went into inn in town. When I got back, the guards were all over the place. So he wasn't even here. Not much help he's gonna be. When did you last see Anna on that fateful night? Didn't see any of the family. I was outdoors most of the evening, tending to things, then went to town. What about the dagger? That dagger? I think Lord Sinclair kept it in the library. It was only decorative, so I never paid it much attention. So, any of the family or servants would have had access to it. Yes, I suppose they would. Not very safely kept dagger there. How about the thread? Could be Anna's or David's. Can't be for certain. Nobody can. And the poison. Poison salesman came around, mentioned. Practically everybody bought some. Can you tell me exactly who bought poison from him? Each of the Sinclair kids did. They all had chores they were meant to do, and chat with the salesman. Whew, you have any idea how strong that stuff was? Just a small amount would be enough to kill a cow. So you're completely certain all the Sinclair children bought poison, and only needed a small portion to kill Lord Sinclair. Yep, that's what the poison salesman said. I had a chat with him at the pub. That means someone could have used a small amount to frame Anna, and still have done their chore. That's great news. Very helpful information. Break smash window inside. We need to keep doing this, because the front door continues to be locked. Hobbs, how you doing? We are representing Anna. Didn't you already ask me questions about this? We investigated the case and got all the evidence. Besides, Anna was proven guilty by one of her own siblings. Well, circumstances have changed. Anyway, I need to ask you some questions. The night of the murder. I was tidying the bedrooms most of the afternoon, then assisted Louisa in the kitchen, preparing dinner. I gave Lord Sinclair's dinner to Mary, and shortly thereafter, heard her screaming. Did you see Anna? I'm afraid I didn't see her. I didn't meet anyone when I walked from the bedrooms to the kitchen. What about the dagger? No, I only saw Lord Sinclair handle it. No one else ever touched it? Well, now that you have me thinking, I believe I saw David handle it once. I'm not really sure what he was doing with it, but I do remember him looking at it. That's wonderful. Why didn't you mention it before? It means it could have been planted to make it seem like Anna did it. I only thought of it now. The thread. Anna's or David's? I can't be sure. For sure. How about the poison? There are various chores around the house that required poison. Do you remember who bought it? Personally did not. I do not know about the others. That's a good tip with the dagger there. More people messing with the murder weapon and the poison and everything. Quite the situation. Louisa. I'm representing Anna. About the murder? Well, there's not much to tell, honestly. Sorry to trouble you, but I really need some answers. Where were you on the night of the murder? What happened? I was with Hobbs, the butler, and Mary, the maid, in the kitchen. We were preparing dinner. I gave Mary Lord Sinclair's meal and sent her on her way. So you didn't see Mary deliver the food to Lord Sinclair? Of course not. I was here cooking. She was taking the meal to him. That's when she found the body. Then someone could have tampered with the meal while she was on the way. I can't imagine how. Mary carries the meal right in front of her the entire way. But now that you mention it, I do remember seeing Anna Sinclair hanging about the kitchen earlier that day. She looked a bit shifty. Right, that doesn't bode well. And you say you saw Anna? I was in the kitchen almost all day, but I did see her just before I began cooking the evening meal. She was wandering aimlessly, so I scattered her to get out of the way. What did she do then? Stuck her tongue out at me and wandered away, useless girl. That's not very conclusive. Any information on the dagger? Not that I can remember. None of the children seemed to pay it any attention, as it was just a replica and not worth anything. Do you see anyone else in possession of it? I suppose Mary dusted it now and then, but I think it's just sat on one of the bookshelves. The thread. Could be anybody's. And the poison. I told Kayla to buy some for the drains. Haven't a clue if she actually did it or not. She hardly paid me any heed. Who else bought poison? I don't know. The Sinclairs were so stingy about money. I'm surprised any of them bought some. They've definitely got a whole thing. Money and problems. And head upstairs. Mary. Got some good information that she found the murderer. I'm representing Anna. I don't like talking about that night. Still have nightmares about it. I'm sorry to put you through this again, but I really have to get some answers. Tell me about the night of the murder. Oh, what an awful night. Started out normally. I was in the kitchen with Hobbs and Louisa, helping with dinner. They gave me Lord Sinclair's meal. I went to deliver it, and I found him. There. I don't need you to tell me any more of that. About on the way to the study, did you see Anna? No, I didn't pass Anna. I'm sure of that. I think I passed one of the other young Sinclairs, though. A man. Really? So you can't place Anna at the murder scene. There was a man there. David, Bob, or Frank? I can't remember. I just remember it being a man. That's great news. And did you see Anna at all? I was sitting in the library. I saw her come into the room. What was she doing? Nothing really, just wandering. Was she acting suspicious? No, nothing like that. Did you see her anywhere near the scene of the murder? No, I never did. I walked from the kitchen to Lord Sinclair's room, so I would have. Very interesting. Very helpful. How about the dagger? Nobody's touching this she can think of. You sure? Not really. I can't remember who handled it, if anyone. And this thread could be either. Everyone's very sure it could be either. How about the poison? Nothing. Really, I didn't buy any. Do you know who did? No, I was upstairs cleaning when the salesman came by, so I didn't know until after he had left that he'd been here. Not too much info in the poison department. And the last person here. Oh then, the family handyman. Hey there. I'm representing Anna. But she is proven guilty. There was even evidence. Well, I have my doubts. Were you the night of the murder? Went to bed early, so yep, early fixing some garden equipment. So you didn't see or hear anything unusual? No, I'm a very heavy sleeper. I didn't even hear the maid scream when she found the body. Louisa the cook had to come wake me. You see Anna? Let's see. Finished up early for the day and was headed to bed. Can't remember seeing anyone on my way here. You certain? Pretty certain. Usually trying to avoid being near any of the Sinclairs. A fair idea. Did you see Anna? Nope. I did that one. You got any information about the dagger? Seem to remember her looking at it a few days before the murder. Really, that's not good. No, good at all. And the thread could be anybody's, or two people's, which really does narrow it down slightly. And the poison. Nothing much. I didn't buy any. I don't remember who did. You certain you don't remember anything? Yep, I don't pay heed to salesmen. They're a dodgy lot. Alright. That's all the information we're going to get from these guys. All the information from everybody. We make our way back to the courtroom here. Quicker to teleport down here than go downstairs and through the window and all the way back to Sears. It's kind of between Sears and Camelot. Same kind of general area here. Makes it work. Makes it work. Okay. Back in here. Actually be in here and be able to talk to Anna. Hey Anna. Have you made any progress? I'm working on it. It's not exactly easy to unprove something that's true. Try speaking to the servants of the mansion. They'll probably be able to give you some useful testimony. Climb downstairs. Should we prepare for court? Yes, I'm ready. Court time! All this. We got a whole jury. The prosecution. The stenographer. And the judge. This court is now in session. Got a gavel and everything. This trial is to determine the guilt or innocence of Anna Sinclair for the murder of Lord Sinclair. Is the prosecution ready? The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Is the defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, the prosecution may present its case. Members of the jury, I'm going to present you with evidence that decisively proves Anna Sinclair is a murderer. Firstly, the dagger. The dagger was found stabbed into Lord Sinclair's body. It has the fingerprints of Anna Sinclair all over it. Prosecution presents the dagger as evidence. Second, the thread. The thread was found at the scene of the crime. It matches Anna Sinclair's clothes. Prosecution presents the thread as evidence. Last, but certainly not least, the poison that was actually killed Lord Sinclair. It was found at the scene of the crime and been bought by the defendant. Members of the jury, this woman is guilty. Prosecution presents the poison as evidence. Thank you, prosecutor. Defense, this is your first time in court. I'm going to explain how we do things around here. You may call for a recess at any time by leaving through the gate behind you. You'll have to start the trial over when you return. You may call witnesses by speaking to me. When you finish with a witness, simply speak to me and call the next one. Your job is to disprove the evidence presented by the prosecution by having your witnesses testify. If you need to hear the prosecution's case again, just speak to him. Let's begin. Who would you like to call as a witness? Now we have options here. The handyman, the dog handler, the butler, cook, maid, and gardener. Pretty much it's just the people from the mansion. We got information from some of these guys, which was helpful. Let's go with a few of them. Some of them had less useful information because they weren't there or they were asleep. We'll work with what we got here. The defense calls the Sinclair's butler. They just pop into existence. Wild stuff. What's your name and occupation? Hobbs, I am the butler. It's always the butler. It was not the butler this time. The butler will ask about the dagger. Did you ever see Anna in possession of the dagger that was found embedded in Lord Sinclair's body? No, I only saw Lord Sinclair handle it. It was on display in the library. No one else ever touched it? Well, now that you have me thinking about it, I believe I saw Frank handle it once. I'm not really sure what he was doing with it, but I do remember him looking at it. You are saying you saw someone other than Anna handle the dagger? Yes, I am. Not only has a person other than my client been identified handling the weapon, but the dagger was within easy access to anyone in the household. My client's fingerprints could have been planted on it by another party. Well, that seems very likely. Order, order. And we can also ask about the thread here. You tell me who this thread belongs to. Show them the thread. That thread could be some of Anna's or David's clothes. So you can't say for certain who this thread belongs to. Well, no, not precisely. Not only can you not identify exactly who the thread came from, but you also imply that Anna and David often wore this color. Anyone else in the household would have known that as well. Yes, they would if they paid attention. Or the thread could have been planted by someone else to throw suspicion off my client. I think we can all see this thread as very questionable evidence. That seems logical. Order! Order! Other people. Would I call another witness? Yes, I would. The dog handler. The defense calls the Sinclair's dog handler. This pops into existence here. Hey, Pierre. What's your name and occupation? Pierre, I'm the dog handler. I'm gonna ask Pierre about the poison. What can you tell me about the poison? Poison salesman came around the mansion and practically everybody bought some. Can you tell me exactly who bought poison from him? Each of the Sinclair kids did. They all had chores they were meant to do. Had a chat with that salesman. Woo boy, you have any idea how strong that stuff was? Just a small amount would be enough to kill a cow. So only a small amount of poison would be enough to kill a man, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose it would. Therefore, any one of the Sinclairs who bought poison could have done their chore and poisoned Lord Sinclair as well. Just because my client was too lazy to do her chore doesn't mean she poisoned Lord Sinclair. Yes, that seems logical. Order! Order! We're just dismantling the prosecution right here. One more witness, and we should get them done. I'm gonna ask the maid. The defense calls the Sinclair's maid. Mary! What's your name and occupation? Mary, I'm the maid. And we're gonna ask you about the night of the murder. Where did you last see Anna on that fateful night? I was in the kitchen with Hobbs and Louisa, helping with dinner. They gave me Lord Sinclair's meal. I went to deliver it and I found him. What about on the way to the study? Did you see Anna? No, I didn't pass Anna. I'm sure of that. I think I passed one of the other young Sinclairs, though. A man. Really? So you can't place Anna at the murder scene? Well, there's a man there? David, Bob, or Frank? I can't remember. I just remember it being a man. Indeed. Well, if my client can't be placed at the murder scene, there is evidence that a man was there. I think it casts a great deal of doubt on the case. Well, that's a very good argument. Order! Order! I believe we've heard enough. Will the jury please pronounce their verdict? Not guilty! Very well. Anna Sinclair, you're hereby declared not guilty by a jury of your peers. You're free to go. And party balloons. Because this used to be the party room. Well, what's with the balloons? The courthouse was built over the old party room. Balloons we can handle. It's when those dancing knights show up that it gets troublesome. Well, that was a well-presented case. Court is over now, so you may leave when you like. Can I speak to my client? Of course. You can speak to them here or back at the jail cell. They'll be released later today after some paperwork gets filled out. Anna! I can't believe you did it. I'm free. Yes, what about our deal? Shh, don't talk about that here. The guards are going to take me back to my cell for paperwork. Meet me there and I'll explain how to get into Camelot. Ellen. Fast asleep. Hey, prosecutor. He's got the same info about the balloons. An amusing experience, for sure. There was some pretty dirty tricks it played. Your so-called proof doesn't hold up under any scrutiny. I know, but I need to get a not guilty verdict. You've got a cold-blooded murderer go free. I hope the guilt eats away at you. Yeah, it won't. I've done worse for less, let's be honest. Alright, let's get this information. I can't believe such an incompetent fool as yourself managed to prove me innocent. You need to hold up your end of your bargain. Tell me how to get into Camelot, or I go back to the judge and tell him I have doubts about your innocence. You're demanding for a peasant, aren't you? Walk around the edge of Camelot towards the back of the castle. From the hedges, you should be able to see the Guardian Temple. There's a statue back there. If you pull the arm, a secret entrance will appear. Go inside and it'll take you straight into Camelot. What are you going to be doing? Aren't you coming with me? I had to sign some paperwork before they let me leave here. Besides, the last thing I want to do is go hang out with my family. I'm sure a clever boy like you can manage this on your own. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Much like the Sinclair mansion up there, the gate is locked. It's also made it so you have to open the gate every time. Previously, you could just leave the gate to Camelot open. No longer really an option. Also, this mountain is much closer. Here's the statue. Search it. Pull the lever, get an entrance, and here we are. Right through the floor. You see, I told you the adventure would turn up. He believed my every word. Well done, sibling. I knew you'd manage to get a not guilty verdict, but to lure this cretin here as well. What can I say? I'm impressed. Why, thank you. What are we going to do with him now? You planned this from the start. Where is King Arthur and his knights? I demand answers. Feisty one, isn't he? Easily duped as well. You didn't actually believe my sibling would help you, did you? Why, I oughta. Enough, I'm sick of having to listen to your drivel. Do you think she would want to see him? Most definitely. Have someone go and fetch her. Morgan Le Fay. I hear you have something of interest to me. Yes, my lady. This meddling adventurer who helped King Arthur in the past. I knew it. I knew Morgan Le Fay had to be involved. Where's King Arthur and his knights? What have you done with them? Oh, they're quite safe. You'll be seeing them soon. Although not Arthur, he's a bit busy at the moment. I'll follow your plans, Morgan, just like I always do. I won't let you win. Good always. I'm tired of this. Bonk. And we wake up in a cell with all the knights on the round table. And also Merlin. Hey, how's it going? Oh dear, did Morgan capture you too? No, it was all part of my brilliant plan. I allowed her to capture me, so I could find out where she was keeping all of you. Is that so? Very clever. Now you found us, what's your plan, oh brilliant leader? Hey, why do I have to do all the thinking here? You're the brilliant wizard. Well, all great plans start with knowledge. Let me bring you up to speed with the situation. What do you want to know? Tell me where King Arthur is. Where is King Arthur now? He's not in the jail cell with us. As the final blow to our morale, Morgan turned Arthur into a granite statue before our very eyes. He was taken away by the Black Knights. For what purpose, I know not. Tell me about Morgan Le Fay and the Sinclairs. What's the connection between them? Morgan Le Fay has been itching to get revenge on Arthur and myself for some time. When she heard of the murder of old Sinclair, she learned she was not the only one with a vendetta against Camelot. Sinclairs have wanted to get their slimy hands on Camelot since their father's death. With Morgan's cunning and their riches, they made a formidable team. They bought the services of the Black Knights from Lord Pious and overran Camelot. We were outnumbered and taken by surprise. Sinclair stole our home, but Morgan struck the greater blow by stealing the Holy Grail, Arthur's most prized possession. So, what do we do now? What's the plan of escape? You gonna teleport us all away? Turn us into fish and swim to the sea? During the battle at Camelot, Morgan cast a spell against me, which appears to have stripped me of my powers. I must admit, the loss of my magic has left me befuddled, making it difficult to create a plan. Well, I'm sure if we put our heads together, we can think of something. Let's talk about a plan of escape. Escape is only a short-term plan. We should discuss the long-term goals as well. Reclaiming Camelot. How do we go about reclaiming Camelot? I think I could reclaim Camelot from the Sinclairs on my own. How do you plan to do that? You couldn't even defend it from them. They don't know I've lost my magic. Besides, I've got a few tricks up my sleeves. For all their snobberies, they're still just a bunch of spoiled brats. It shouldn't be difficult, but time is of the essence. I need you to break me out of here, quickly and quietly, so Morgan cannot alert them. So to reclaim Camelot, I need to break you out of jail quietly. Precisely. How about retrieving the Holy Grail? Do you know where it is? Morgan always keeps things of power near her, so the Grail will be somewhere in Keep Le Fay. However, it will most likely be disguised and booby-trapped. Morgan has a thing about transmogrifying. Last time I was in Keep Le Fay, it was pretty well guarded. Don't think I'll be able to sneak in quietly. No, that won't work. Better to break out of jail with all the Round Table Knights. Let them deal with the guards, while you retrieve the Grail. So we need to break 8 knights out of jail. That could be troublesome. Often the most complicated things have the simplest answers. Try leaving through the door. But it's locked. When has that ever stopped an intrepid adventurer such as yourself? True. And saving King Arthur. Assuming we can escape from this jail, how can I save King Arthur? I believe he's been taken to the headquarters of the Black Knights. I'm afraid I'm not well traveled on that side of the world, so I don't know its exact location. However, it's trickier than just finding Arthur. You'll need to free him of the spell that turned him into a granite statue. And how do I go about doing that? I have no idea. What? Let me finish. I may have no idea, but a wizard friend of mine should. His name is Wizard Property. He's very experienced in freeing people from stone since he keeps teleporting them into it. Speak to him in East Ardoin. He'll help you. We already had the help. That'll work. Here's a vent. We don't have a ladder, but we do have a lot of knights. Hey guys, I've got an idea. Vent to push Merlin up and out. And there you go. He'll go deal with Camelot, and we just have to deal with everything else. Sir Lancelot, how's it going? How are you going to get us all out of here? I'm not sure yet. You got anything useful in your pockets? Now empty his pockets. Things might be useful. Got thread and half an apple pie. Pie? How very useful to our cause. We're gonna get a lot of not so great stuff here. Sir Palomedes, can you get us out of here? Anything in your pockets? Sorry, I don't have any pockets. Doesn't even have pockets. Gawain. He gives us a vial and a cod. Gee, thanks. You've contributed so much to my plan. Drop. Sir Pious. We get a jug and some logs. Great. These will be a huge help. Just going around asking people for things and then dropping it on the floor. This knight is just bouncing a ball straight through. Wait here. I already gave you everything. So, Lucan? I'm afraid not. I didn't have anything when we were captured. Nothing, 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 and nothing. Sir Kay? Anything in your pockets? I haven't seen your pockets. Everything might be useful. Law rune and vodka. Thanks. I really need vodka right now. And Sir Bedivere. Pockets. Air runes and a shark. Thanks. Honestly, air runes and a shark is pretty good. Got a guard. Renegade. Primping with combs and hair clips. You can't just open the metal door. We need a lockpick of some kind to open this door. Lockpick of some kind. Runes for telegram. Yoink. Hair clip. And now, a puzzle. Oh boy. Correct tumbler and height. Correct height, wrong tumbler. Wrong height, wrong tumbler. Brilliant. Tumbler 1. 0 out of 5. Tumbler 2, 0 out of 5. Number 3, 0 out of 5. Tumbler 4, 0 out of 5. Try it. Correct tumbler and height. This one, number 4, is 0. Let me just change a few of the other ones. Try again. That one's right. Change some numbers. Try again. Wrong in all regards. Nothing is a 2. We only have this many tries, but honestly, it's not that bad. Still not that. And that one's fine. There you go. Pretty simple with only 6 options there. And now, we've broken out of jail. And the knights are fighting the other knights. We will leave them to it. While we make our way all the way to the top here. And here is Sir Mordred. You dare invade my stronghold? Have at thee, knave. Dead in 1. Search the table. And we have a riddle, which was very helpfully provided for us. You seek the grail of old, but no longer is it a goblet of gold. Among these 9 you will find what you seek, but be careful and don't peek. A wrong choice will expel you, so consider carefully each clue. 3 boxes contain only air. Beware of 3 boxes, for danger lurks there. 2 hold only rubbish, but would fool you with disguise. Only 1 box holds your prize. Clues will give you information you need. Rubbish always sits to the right of danger, pay heed. There is nothing helpful in boxes of great height, and boxes on either end will not end your plight. A tall or small box will only bring you anger, but a square box will not put you in danger. So, lots of information there. Not the tall ones, not on the ends. Square ones are fine. It's definitely a system here. All these boxes. Yeah, many ones we can select. If we choose the wrong one, we get kicked out, which is funny. Open it. Holy Grail. Now I just need to get out of here and see Wizard Property. Can do. Hey, Sir Mordred's back. I'm not gonna worry about that. Away we go. Easy escape. Easy riddle. Helps that we've already done it before. Like with all the other quests. That's okay. It's going to, I guess, drop the hair clip. Don't need this. It's like a lockpick, maybe slightly better. It can open doors, but not chests, though, so... Well, at least some chests. Not that we really ever need a lockpick for most things. That's okay. Wizard Property! King's Ransom. Wizard Property, Merlin sent me. King Arthur has been kidnapped and turned into a granite statue. Why would he want to be a statue? He didn't want to be a statue. Morgan Le Fay turned him into one. Oh yes, I see now. Why are you telling me all this? Merlin said you might know how to free King Arthur. Oh, well, I don't know anything about rocks. I'm a teleportation expert myself. There was this one time I teleported a girl right into a rock. What a mess that was. Yes, Wizard Property, I remember. I was there. One small favor. I try to forget, but no, it just keeps coming up. Oh, you were? Of course you were. Well, I suppose being turned into a statue is very similar to being teleported into a rock. Let me see what I need. If my calculations are correct, this spell will need a bit more oomph than the last time around. Why is that? Well, before you were simply reanimating the person within the rock. This time you need to unravel Morgan Le Fay's spell first. How do I do that? You'll need King Arthur's most prized possession that will unravel Morgan's spell. Then you need a piece of granite, the same rock Arthur was turned into. That's not so difficult. I already have the Holy Grail, King Arthur's most prized possession. I know he was turned into a granite statue. Let me just get that scroll for you then. There you go. So what do I do with this spell? Take the scroll, the Holy Grail, and a piece of granite, any amount will do, to the statue of King Arthur. Once in front of him, read the scroll, and the magic should do the rest. Where is King Arthur being kept, anyway? Merlin suspects King Arthur has been taken to the Black Knight's fortress. Then you'll need a disguise. You could try asking the fortress guards about their armor, or you could wear black armor if you have any at hand. Thanks, Wizard Property. I wonder. Use a magical object that turned you into stone on the statue. Would it turn him back to being human? I must research that. Oh, are you still here? Go on, see, you got King to save. Yeah. Away we go. Okay. And over to Edgeville. That gets us nice and close to the Black Knight's fortress in its massively changed splendor here. We're gonna go with the full black because it was a requirement. That was changed. Now there's even other ways to get into the Black Knight's fortress. Went around Rosy Ashes and the Wilderness Ditch, through the monastery, up to Ice Mountain, to the Black Knight's fortress. It all works out. I don't think any Black Knights would be bringing around a crystal bow, though, so their uniform requirements are very much only in the armor side of things. Not the most strict dress code here. That's for sure. I just need to get in here. Talking to nobody. Just going through the door. Because they can't stop us because we're Black Knight. Open the gate. And down a ladder here. Into a cellar. With another trapdoor we're going to worry about later. And free King Arthur. Magical blast. Or however this works exactly. He rips off the granite top of the head there. Acts as a helmet. And he is free. Look at that. King Arthur, how's it going? Thank you. I was afraid that would be the end of me. It's no trouble. We need to get you out of here quickly. Before any of the Black Knights suspect something. The Black Knights? I thought Morgan did this to me. There's no time to explain. Here, take this disguise. Very well. Rune, Medhelm, Iron Chain. Changes him into the old model here. They don't have a new fancy King Arthur with the chain and helm model. And also it's the old model of the chain and the helm too. Definitely some legacy graphics in here now. Good for the time though. You leave first and I'll sneak out in a few minutes. Meet me back at Camelot and I shall reward you generously for your aid. Alright. I'm just going to immediately go to Camelot then. He says he's going to wait a few minutes. We're going to determine that that was a lie. I'm just getting there before. There we go. Through here. Open the gate. Closes behind us now. And everyone's back. Very good. I see you made it back safely. Indeed. Thanks to the disguise you gave me, I arrived back just as Merlin had kicked out the Sinclair children. He scared them off with a few puffs of smoke and frogs. He told them if any of them left their house again, he'd turn them all into rabbits. I guess we won't be hearing a peep out of them for a while. Indeed. We of the Round Table have greatly indebted to you for all your help. I wish to reward you for all the help you've given us. Quest complete. We get 1 quest point. A 5,000 magic XP lamp, requiring level 45, which was just the experience and the requirements for the quest previously. A 5,000 XP lamp for any skill above 50, which we're going to put into Herblore, of course. 33,000 defense XP, same shtick as the magic. The hair clip, which we dropped, we can get that back from Merlin if we really cared. Choose Camelot as a respawn location, which is not very helpful since the whole idea here is not to die. And the Waves, and the Night Waves Training Ground, which is something we need to do, slightly changed. And later, court cases. There you go. Magic XP lamp, Defense XP lamp, Random XP lamp, which is Herboy. There you go. And that is 78 defense. Wow. That is Zuriel's, Morgan's, Stanius's, and Vesta's armors. Not really going to be getting those. That is definitely something. Lots of situations that those have been in. But they don't exist yet, so can't worry about that. Now, we just need to go do the Knight's Waves Training Ground. But this inventory is not going to be good for that. I gotta get some very different stuff. Melee gear. Restore potions. And sharks. That is the winning combination here. And also kind of the required combination before changes happened. Talk to the Squire up here on top of the castle for more information. Greetings, brave knight. Hello. What's through that door? That door leads to the training grounds for the Knights of the Round Table. Can I go in there? Of course, my lord. I must tell you the rules first. Would you like to hear them now? Yes, please. Stuns and binds will not work in the training grounds. One of us cast a spell over the grounds to prevent anyone using prayer, stuns, or binds. Upon entering the grounds, we will fight each of the round table knights in turn. Each knight is more skilled than the last, but all have different attack styles that can be exploited. There are 8 knights in all, and each will do damage not only to your life points, but also your combat stats. If you should die in the grounds, Merlin will teleport you back here. You'll not lose any of your items. If you feel you cannot complete the battle, you exit the training grounds. Or if you exit or die, you'll have to start over with the first knight, the next time you enter. If you are a great warrior and defeat Sir Lancelot, mightiest of all knights, you receive great rewards. 4 new prayers will become available to you, and your respawn point will be set to Camelot, as well as 20,000 XP into each of your combat stats. If you do not want to respawn set to Camelot, Merlin can change it for you. Would you like to repeat any of that for you? No, I'm good. Also, the rules are different. Melee only. Only get 2 prayers. Only get XP in melee stats. And also, not really needing to worry at all about the different styles of the knights. And that was kind of a thing. Some weaker to stab / crush. And they also drain your stats. That's why we brought the restore potions. And they would all drain your attack, strength, and defense, since it's an only melee thing here for only melee rewards. But when it was changed with the evolution of combat to also give range and mage stuff, that was all changed too. So, we're gonna have an even easier time than we would have. Dragon Mace should be a piece of cake. Also, their levels were lowered. We get more healthier then. Our accuracy is not super. Let's drain our stats, as you can see here. Because we're going to keep blasting him. Bop. 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 Having lowered strength doesn't make as much of a difference as it used to either. Because it's just not important. So much of your stats are in the weapon. Now we're getting our defense lowered, which again doesn't matter because armor barely does anything defensively. So you get very, very tanky armor, which Rock Shell absolutely is not. Once again, we're just going to get our stats lowered here a bit. It really doesn't matter. 1 defense. 78 defense. Not a huge deal. We'll drink anyway. Why not? Next guy. Again, lowering our strength. And they're lowering it quite significantly every time they hit, which is most of the time because of the whole armor situation. It's whatever. That's why we have the restore pots, I suppose. Yeah, 55 strength, 50 strength, 45 strength, 41 strength. It's definitely something out here. It's definitely something. Attack is probably honestly more important at this point. We need a shark though. 6 strength. Oh yeah. We're doing great. And we have 0 strength. That's pretty good. We can definitely restore that a little bit here. We lost all of our stats. 34 strength. He's lowering our attack, which is also not good. Because that's going to decrease our accuracy, which decreases our max hit out of our already decreased strength. Not great. Not great stuff. Give him some special attacks here while our damage is higher. Get through this a little faster. There's also some methods with like running around, getting them stuck behind the dummies, so you can just whack them. Not too necessary though. Our devastating stats here though. It's a problem. And that is why we brought the restores. Could we have went through this with 0 attack and strength and defense? Maybe. No reason to though. We can just restore some more. There we go. And now we're getting our defense taken down again. It's fine. Definitely something out here. Definitely something. Yeah, stats really don't make as much of a difference. It's mostly in the gear. Yeah, we just sit here and win. For the most part. You have to defeat every single knight of the round table here. Being progressively higher levels. That's okay. Damage-wise, they are definitely pretty nerfed. Next guy. What are you lowering? Attack. Hate that for me. Okay. Wait. Like it's a little lower. Chunk out some special attacks. We're higher stats, so we can hit significantly higher. Lowering attack is definitely more of a problem at this point. Not like a huge problem. Definitely a problem, though. We can deal with it. It's okay. Good thing we brought multiple potions here, though. That's all worked out. It's okay. Are you gonna drain defense? Not too worried about it. The Dragon Mace. It gets the job done. It's no Dragon Halberd. It's okay. It's also a lot cheaper. That's the main reason we got it. Could have also went even down further and gotten some kind of rune something, like a rune mace or whatever. But that's a little low level. And it would have been even weaker, even slower. And probably would have been more reasonable if we ditched the rest of the inventory, but didn't really feel like that right now, so didn't. That's okay. Mop. Oh. Mop. And here is Sir Lancelot, the final guy. He's lowering our strength. Not too worried about it. Oh yeah. Still do get some supplies here, that's for sure. And our stats are pretty good, so it does make a decent amount of sense. We manage. We definitely manage. We're definitely a bit under geared for our level compared to what you would typically be. Well, that's okay. Up again. That's why not. Devastating our stats here, though. And finish off with a spell. We win. Get an achievement. And Merlin's here to congratulate us. Well done, young adventurer. You truly are a worthy knight. You receive access to Chivalry, Piety, and not the other ones. And 20,000 XP into Constitution, hit points, Strength, Attack, and Defense. And also range and magic. That's okay. You can choose to teleport, respond at Camelot. Don't care about that. You left me out with my negative stats here. Rude. Yeah, that's close. That'll fix itself in due time here. 77 magic's enough for teleporting around, so that's nice. But yeah, now we have access to a new set of prayers. Chivalry and Piety. Well, once we get 70 defense back, we totally do have it. Increase defense, melee strength, and melee attack by more. Instead of having to use all of the different ones at the same time here. It's also less expensive, prayer-wise now, to just use Piety. Not that we're typically using prayer, really. And we're still stuck back with lower level range and mage for now. Prayers. If we're using melee and prayer, we've got a better prayer we can use. So that's something. Very good. These will recharge as we wait a little bit here. Get back to... Go and get another agility level.
as we continue to train for big things very soon. Next time, goodbye.